All right, I am going to start here again. I made I made about 2 dozen videos that I was going to upload to the internet in order to start a channel where I play games. Because why not? I play a lot of games, may as well upload a few. This is Aska. It's still in early release. What we old schoolers would call beta, so it's essentially a beta version. Um, it is a Viking game. You play either a guy or a girl Viking. One of the girls' name is Aska, which is where the name of the game comes from. This is Ragnar, you see on the right of the screen, and his mighty axe. It is somewhat of a cross between Valheim, which was popular a couple of years ago, and a game like Banished or Furthest Frontier. I think it's a little bit more like Furthest Frontier. If you've ever played that one, it's also in early access. It's also in early access. So some people have played it, some people have not. So it's a city building game mixed with a resource gathering and mining and building game, and however you want to look at that. It is pretty spectacular. There are some issues with it. We will answer some of those issues by playing a custom game and not a normal game. And the reason why is there are some issues with resource management. You end up needing an extraordinary amount of rope in the beginning of the game. It gets ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And there are balance issues that need to be addressed. There are decay issues that need to be addressed. In the late game, you end up with sticks lying on the ground everywhere that you can't manage because you need logs too badly. You don't need sticks anymore. You don't have any storage for sticks anymore. It gets out of hand. It gets out of control. There are other issues with the way people find and deliver items, with the way items are dropped on the ground. For example, if a villager is committing a task and they need to eat something, they stop the task, drop what they're carrying on the ground, eat something, and then wander off, leaving items on the ground. Things like that, they will be fixed, I imagine, eventually. Right now, they are not. I'm going to go ahead with preset here. I had created a cool looking dude here, that guy. I like him. He's my customized guy. So we're going to use him, Ragnar, again. We're going to call the name Karis. That is a word that is important to me. It's from a book I wrote when I was a teenager. So we're just going to go with that. We're going to leave these things mostly intact. The terrain height, starting season, of course. You get length. We're going to extend the year length. You can get it to maximum. There's nothing beyond maximum. We're going to extend the year length, and that has to do with the fact that because there are resource management issues in the game that will be addressed in the future because the game is still in early access. I believe this helps fix some of the problems with management of your time and resources in the early game. Hopefully those items will be addressed. We're going to lower the clothing decay rate. Again, this has to do with the clothing management, the resource management, things like that. The day length we're going to leave alone. I actually increased the day length and it wiped out my entire village. They starved to death. The reason why is because items grow, like your vegetables in your fields. The rate at which creatures spawn in the world depends on the number of days. Meanwhile, the people need to eat at the same rate that they do on a normal default day length, which means because the day is longer, that means they eat more often every day, which leaves less food for your villagers because they are doing less collecting and gathering of resources for food, but they're eating more because the day is longer. It's not a good situation. I don't think they have much intention of fixing this. That's perhaps something that modders may have to do later. But for now, we have to leave it on the average day length. Extending your day length will get your village killed. Monster density, that's fine. Monster population, that's fine. Wildlife, all of this is fine. Yeah, hunting and things like that depend on herbivores and wolfars, but it's fine. It's all good. So again, we have Karis. Most of the things we are doing default will extend the year length, lower the clothing decay, keep the difficulty the same, make sure all of that is correct, and we'll go ahead and start. This is a fantastic game. Credit where credit is due. I love this game. This is probably my sixth world maybe, that I've begun. We'll go ahead and collect these Jotun Bloods. We need those very badly. They become one of our primary resources in the game. We can see this giant here. He's angry at us for some reason. Anyway, I imagine he's responsible for breaking our ship. Bye, giant. I imagine that's the stone Jotun. There can sometimes be a stone Jotun arena that spawns nearby. This is a new seed, so I don't know where anything is. But the stone Jotun arena, I imagine, is how you summon that guy and fight him. That's like the end game crisis right there. We're gonna go ahead and pick some reeds. We need rope. We need a lot of rope. It gets out of hand. It gets seriously out of hand. You'll see. We're gonna just go ahead and fill our inventory with these because we need rope. We need to make rope. Rope makes quite a few items. I'll talk from time to time. Know how the system works. We're all in this together. Inventory. Okay, so the first thing we do is we're going to break these down. So if you hit left shift and click, you'll harvest. And you'll turn these into fibers. Fibers just like rope. This is what we have for the beginning. We'll go ahead and rope out of that 5 at a time. I really like this. How you can craft 5 at a time. But the next thing we need stones. I've turned off the training guide. There's a bird that comes and tells you things. It gets kind of annoying. He'll repeat things. Oh, this is the resource finder, by the way. If you hit Z, you can see where it says search area on the left side of the screen. Inventory, build mass, map, tutorial. But one thing I really like is this resource finder. It highlights things on the ground that you can pick up. It is fantastic. They really got a lot of things right. It's just fantastic. It is so good. I used that in Genshin Impact the other day while I was wandering around in the overworld. I wasted food in my inventory because that's not how Genshin Impact works. But I wish it was in more things. We're gonna go ahead and make some stone blades. We need that for some tools. We need some sticks. Go ahead and grab these mussels while we're here. We don't want to grab too many resources in the beginning. Call our name. For our name, I should say. Oh, another guy. These early guys, they don't do much damage, these wisps. That's pretty good. But without a weapon, they are kind of annoying. They drop fiber. They drop fiber. Makes you will. Seriously, this resource finder is excellent. Fantastic. Let's find some sticks. We need some sticks. We can't chop down any trees yet. We can't harvest any piles of rocks yet because we don't have any tools. So we need to make tools. In order to make tools, we need sticks. And sticks we'll get from the dwarf spruce right here. Good time. So let's make a wooden hammer. We'll need one of those. I'll go ahead and put that in that slot because I don't want to accidentally eat my food there when I'm not hungry. More sticks. More sticks. That'll give us access to stone axe, stone pickaxe, wooden hoe, we'll need that later. Stone knife, we'll need that later. For now, though, we can start harvesting items. We can't cut down these trees, they're hardwood. That requires a better axe than the starter axe. We can't do the fir trees either. That's also a better axe than we've got. Is that a fir tree? We can do the small fir trees, the immature fir trees. If we find one. There's one, straight ahead. This will give us wood. Long sticks. I don't like calling it a long stick. It should be called a... rather than a long stick, it should be called a small log. That's what it is. That gives us bark. That gives us sticks. Long sticks. We can only pick up one of those at a time, and it slows us down. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Resin, we can use that for later. Bark, we can use that for later. Right now, let's build a fire. We need a campfire. There we go. And if you see on the menu, it says Open Simple Fire Menu on the pop-up window there. If we click on that, we can turn our regular fire into a campfire. That's going to require rocks. It's going to require some more sticks. We can go ahead and get more sticks from right here. Is there any more? Just pick some berries. We've got some berries right here. When you gather berries, you gather 5 at a time. Pretty good. Stones. We need stones, don't we? Break apart this small stone clump. We'll get some stones. We'll get some large stones. Like I've said, I've played this game about 5 or 6 times. Pretty good. Fantastic game. There's some minor issues. They'll be worked out. For now, though, of course, the game's excellent. On the map, we can see where we started our fire. That's good. We have enough? Yes, we do. We can add a fire cover. It's probably not going to rain the first couple of days. So let's just go ahead and build some shelter. I like to have my shelters face the fire. Yeah, this is what we had the hoe for, but we ran out, didn't we? Do we have any stone left over? We do. Wooden hoe. More sticks. Let's cut down another tree. I see nothing but fir trees. I see that in the distance right there. May as well gather these while I can. Oh, they respawn every few days. Again, that's why you don't want to you don't want to, we'll drink some water. You don't want to put it on extended day length because if you do that, it takes longer for things like the small spruce to respawn. Another thing about this, we can hit Q if you see where it says open shelter menu or pin recipe. If you open the shelter menu, it just wants you to dismantle it because we don't have it completed yet. If we pin the recipe, it'll show us in the left corner there what items we need in order to complete it. We'll just grab these over here, one at a time again. And it goes in steps. You see that it's one of 3. Oh, I got it. This is what we have our hammer for. Out of stamina. We may have grabbed a bit too much food. It'll spoil before we can eat that much. There's a reason for it. You'll see. We need more rope. We have rope. We need another long stick, so we need to cut down another tree. I think that might be a small fir right there. Might be. It is not. This, however, is young fir. It's already getting dark. Some sticks, and some sticks, and some sticks, and some sticks, and some sticks. We're probably going to move this settlement later. This is temporary. Flax is great because it gives you 5 fibers, or in that case 7 fibers. I don't want to grab any more food, it's just going to go to waste. We'll grab some water. Where did that... Chopped down a tree just a moment ago. I don't remember, it's too dark. One thing that's difficult in this game is it gets dark really quickly, and the dark is really, like, it is really dark. It gets even darker than this. I think the moon might be up. Yeah, it gets even darker than this, and it gets really hard to see. For the third part, we're going to need some bark. There should be some bark over here from that one tree we cut down a minute ago when we started. There it is, right there. Bark, 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 bark. And then that other tree we cut down in this direction should have some bark. There it is. And we can break apart long sticks in order to get more bark and more sticks and more firewood and stuff like that. I don't want to do that. It's kind of a waste of these. Sometimes later we're going to have so many long sticks we're going to do that. Just because we'll get so many long sticks it gets ridiculous. You'll see. And there's our shelter. Yeah. We don't need to sleep as the player. The player doesn't need sleep. You do heal a little tiny bit. You can see the health bar going up barely. We'll get a bonus to our stamina in just a moment. There we go. We got a bonus to our stamina. If we sleep a little longer, we'll heal up a bit more. That's from fighting those wisps. But we don't need to sleep. We are like magic Vikings or something. This is something that's very different from Valheim, is the fact that you don't need sleep. We're going to start with our Eye of Odin. This is where we summon our villagers, so it's one of the most important items in the game. Need more sticks, need more long sticks. Let's pin that. Let's grab this small stone clump. As I said before, this village, this settlement that we're making right now, this is temporary. We'll move off of it later. There's a stone. I don't want to break apart another clump just for stone. Let's light this fire so that we have some light. Let's see. We need another tree to cut down. Is this a small tree? It is. Like, how did I see that out? Stick always wins. Max Flex is fantastic. It gives you fibers. Step 1 of 2. Stones we broke apart just a minute ago. There's another one just over here. And with those Jotun blood that we started with, we'll summon our first villager. Take about 2 minutes, I think. It gets longer and longer the more villagers you summon. I think I have 150 villagers in one of my worlds. That is part of the settlement. Activate. There's always a choice between 2 different people, and if you don't choose, like if I choose Wilhelmina, Leon will disappear. You won't be able to choose him again. It's random. They randomize the names. They randomize what their perks are. You can't see 3 of their perks. But you can see 2 of them. Retired Bowman, Daylight Devotion, this is great. I love it. So let's get Wilhelmina. We want somebody with combat experience. That'll take 2 minutes. Meanwhile, let's start building more shelters, shall we? Rain collector, that's something we need. Definitely. Shelters. And as I said, I like to have them facing fire. Fire went out because we didn't have a fire cover. I said I didn't need one, and I did. Did I just put my sticks in as fuel? What a dummy I am. Oh, is this here before? Right next to camp. How am I that blind? And I'm not going to go ahead and do that. I don't need to. Don't need to build anything ever again if we don't want to. Jotun blood. Let's break this apart with a pickaxe. We can't harvest the large Jotun blood until we get a better pickaxe. But we can do the small ones. Blood of my enemy. Mimir low favors you. Yeah, I'm used to having better equipment and more stamina and more skill levels. Like mini games, you get mining experience when you mine. You get combat experience when you do combat. You get gathering experience when you gather. It gets a little silly and ridiculous when you get gathering experience for drinking water. We'll break that apart. Aha, we have a tool now. Tools can be used as weapons. So. Alright, you punk wisp. Much better than beating it up with our hands, eh? Well, I like beating stuff up with my hands. If only I was better at it. Let's see. Gee, really willikers. First of many, let's put Wilhelmina in her home. We can do that from the tab menu. She's homeless currently. So we're going to put her in the one shelter we have. Assign her to that. And then we won't give her a task. There's no tasks yet to give her. Wisp is attacking her. The only tasks she can do right now is building. So she'll go ahead and build that fire cover, and she'll go ahead and build that other shelter for us. Which is why we're just leaving items on the ground. Because Wilhelmina will pick those up and she'll build for us. She's probably asleep right now. We left her on default. She'll probably wake up around 8 o'clock. Take a drink of water. I'm going to go ahead and eat these mussels and some of these berries. They don't go very far. Let's see if we can find Wilhelmina. She's probably asleep. And we'll sneak those into her pocket so she has food, so she's not going to starve to death. And she'll finish this. She already started putting things in it. And she'll finish that up. Put that away there. She'll finish this stuff up, and we can move more people in. If we just leave stuff lying on the ground, she'll find it. One of the problems that the game suffers from as well is your villagers will wander an extraordinary distance to find items to build. If they need like a log, and there's a log really far away, they will run halfway across the map to get it. It gets ridiculous. I imagine they'll work on that. Right now it can be a problem. Is there another young fur? I think this is young fur right here. Yeah, let's put that down. I want to get probably about 6 shelters here built before we start looking for a place to put our village. Just a starting village. This is a place where we get going in the beginning to get some villagers. Can't have my fingers on the wrong buttons of my keyboard. That's really fun. I'm gonna move these closer to our builders and our camp over here, just so they can get it easier. Go ahead and throw these on the ground. Don't need to carry them anymore. I'll carry 2 of them in my hand. Maybe we can make more tools if we need them. Can't think of what we need. Stone knife. We do need a stone knife, so that's something. Stone blade. Let's make a stone knife. Stone knife is not too important because we use it for like skinning animals, and we haven't killed any animals yet. But we will. Alright, let's look for Jotun blood, shall we? So we can summon more villagers. Like I said, I want to get about 5 or 6 before we abandon this place. pick up some more berries so that our next person will be able to get something to eat. So yeah, your people will run all the way across the map to pick something up off the ground. And then they leave stuff lying everywhere. It's inconsistent, it doesn't make sense. I don't understand what the thinking is. These fallen bird nests, there needs to be another system for how to collect eggs. Eggs are vitally important later in the game. They're not very important now. But the NPCs will not eat eggs. Only the player will eat eggs. So we eat those. That's good for us. But it's kind of immersion breaking when you have eggs lying on the ground because bird nests dropped from the trees or something. Like, how many times have you seen bird nests lying on the ground? I mean, it's not a thing unless there are birds that naturally live on the ground, like kiwi or grouse or something like that. You might find bird nests on the ground. But these are specifically labeled as water supply. That means our builder finished our rain collector. It's not raining anymore, but finished it. Kind of wandering a bit far away. So these eggs are for me anyway. Fallen bird's nest, it's kind of immersion breaking. We're just gathering some stuff as we see it. I'm trying to collect Jotun blood. And we're kind of far away from the camp, so I don't think she's going to come all the way out here. After what I just said. But they'll find resources closer, and so stuff like that will just get abandoned. But I don't want to carry it. It's just not worth running all the way over for it. But like I said, it's inconsistent. Sometimes they'll run halfway across the map. Sometimes they'll leave stuff lying on the ground 3 inches from their face. I don't understand. As I said before, the resource management in this game is not great yet. How much Jotun blood do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one in the machine. So we don't need to get any more, but there's one right here, so let's grab that. Summon another villager, shall we? There's a wolf over there. I see it in the distance. I didn't want to pick that up. We'll get close to this wolf so we can put the wolf den on our map. There should be a wolf den nearby. Grab that water. I did see a wolf, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's a wolf. There's the wolf den right there. I see it right there. I'm not gonna take on a wolf right now. I can. Combat in this game is kind of easy. Some things give you a lot of trouble. Wolves certainly don't. He doesn't leave me alone. I may kill him. I want that Jotun blood. I don't want to tangle with 2 wolves. Combat in this game isn't great. It's better in Valheim. It's decent, but the game isn't about combat, right? Valheim is a much more intense game, and so obviously the combat is more intense. combat's okay in this. It's not bad. But that wolf is basically no challenge. Oh gosh. No, sorry, wolf, you're gonna die. But like I said, wolves are just not a challenge. I do like the dizzy effect in this. When you run them out of stamina, they get dizzy. I really like that. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna carve him up. Make sure his friends aren't gonna kill us. While we chop up their buddy. Oh man. Like I have a stone blade, so it's taking longer, and I have no experience, so it's taking longer. It's level 1 skinning. Goodness gracious. I'm gonna run out of stamina. We're not even halfway through carving this guy up. I will say though, it is a good source of food. Like to be able to skin a wolf like this, we're gonna get a lot of meat out of this guy too. 8 meat, which is gonna be pretty good for our villagers as we summon more villagers, especially having 8 meat on him. It's pretty good. I don't know. We'll carve him up halfway and carry one of the meat chunks back. Can't put any more of that joke. Maybe I can make some rosettes. Our villagers probably bored, sitting at the beach doing nothing. So, 2 meat chunks. Go ahead and carve one of them up. This will make 4 meat. And we'll carry the other one back as a chunk, which fills up the large slot. So it's going to be like, I can grab those because I have extra room. Right? Oh, I have even more. Oh, that's right, they stack. Duh. I'm a dummy. So the meat hunk, we'll just toss it on the floor. I forgot they stack. I think I haven't played this game. Level 5 skinning. We are 5 times higher than we were a minute ago. What wonders. Alright, let's grab the bone. Bone is pretty easy to get, especially when you start killing skellies. Do we have enough room for... Yes, we do. Even if this drops 2 Jotun blood, we'll be able to cart both of them back. Jotun blood gets to be a precious resource as you continue on playing. I'm not going to carve up that one because if it drops 2 Jotun blood, I'll lose one. And I don't want to do that, so we're going to head back now. I love the visuals in this game. The visuals in this game are fantastic. The trees look great. The bushes look amazing. The ocean is fantastic. It looks... Can I grab that flax? I can hold 50, so why not? I mean, look at the ocean. It's just so cool. Ooh, let's kill this guy. I want to map the shoreline, so that's why I'm walking along the shore. I want to map it. Know where the edges and boundaries are of the island. Drink something, we're getting thirsty. We can't gather any of these because we're full. Oh well. Rolling, rolling, rolling. See those doggies rolling, rawhide. Or does it keep those doggies rolling? You didn't come here to listen to a jerk sing. I'm sorry. What does she need to finish that? Ooh, rope. We don't have any rope. We can make rope. Let's give her our rope. Oh, she can pick it up off the ground. The rain cover's done. That's great. We'll add a barbecue to it. Flop. She can finish that. Let's summon some people, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4. Alda. Windrider, Lumberjack Strength, Monk Body, Stormforge. Let's grab Stormforge, that sounds pretty cool. Since we're summoning someone, we can fill up the rest. Are we carrying anything that we can use? Not really. Not anything that's important should gather. Ugh, it gets so dark. I cannot see. What does the map look like? There's forest right there. We should be able to find small, young, nubile trees there. Nubile trees. Sure, that's what you wanted to hear. Nubile trees. Flax on the ground. Let's grab that. Gee whiz. Fur everywhere. This isn't typical. Usually you get a lot of young furs, too. So, whatever. Lots of fir trees, that's fine. We'll get a better axe. We'll start being able to collect logs. That's good. Logs are good. Build a lot of stuff. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. Sleep all night and I work all day. Finished what she was doing and abandoned the rest. Rain collector, there's 5 in there. It won't fill up until it rains again. Let's go ahead and finish this, 'cause why not? And we can start barbecuing this meat. It's nap time, sure is nap time. Meat. So long as there's a fire going, the meat will cook. So you can see the little bar there underneath. The meat is cooking. 14 seconds. Let's build some more shelters, shall we? Janine, let's assign her to this right there, so that she has a place to sleep. And let's grab these when they're done. I'm not done yet. Oh, there we go. And we'll pick the rest. And what's really great is it has a plate on the back, and you can deposit those on the plate. And then when the people get hungry, they can come over to here and eat the barbecue right off the plate. And we'll go ahead and give her some of those. And we'll split them up between her and Wilhelmina. They're just dumping stuff in their pockets where they ain't looking. And we'll go ahead and drop the rope on the ground. They can find it. They can finish building. Do we need to break down any more trees? Let's build a light. These are the lights here. I have a flimsy torch. What we've got. Flimsy torches don't work in the rain or while it's snowing or blizzarding or whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's build another one. I don't think we'll need that many because, like I said, we're going to look for another village spot. I don't want to build a village here on the side of the ocean. There's better places we can find. Some place that looks neat. My last village was next to a giant tree and it was really awesome. You'll notice the music is off. That's because I got copyright struck for the music of the game, so I just turned it off. I'm probably going to overlay this with my dad's music. My dad was a violin professor for many years. He passed away about 8 years ago, and I have recordings of his from when he was recording. So I'll probably add those to the video. So if you hear music, you're going to be listening to my dad play. I think that's excellent. That's better than getting copyright struck, eh? Let's see, do we have any stone blades? We do. I don't think we have any sticks. Maybe we do. We don't. Nor do we have rope. We need everything. We're losers. Ugh. No small sticks when you need them. Definitely want flax. Always collect flax if you see it. Alright, let's put the pickaxe. And go back to collecting Jotun blood. I mean, we could start on another one. Something says we can't! We do our own thing around here! Is this the one we were working on? This is the one we were working on. We're getting close to having 5? I don't even remember. We got 3. Did we have 2 in the machine? I don't think so. I think we did. I don't remember anything. Gee whiz. Stop asking me questions. This is right here. We'll grab some more as well. Oh, we found a meadow. Maybe this is a place we can build a village. I don't know. I'd like to build a village near a lake if we can find one. Near a mine, perhaps, if we can find one. In a cool meadow with a giant tree, maybe. Who knows? We'll find an appropriate spot. Go ahead and put this on the map. Not really. This is like one of the few ways to do. Oh, one of the things also that I really like about this is if you see if I eat another garlic, it gives it 2 above on the healing bar. So you can stack heals, which is fantastic because there's so many things this game does for you. It makes it so that you don't have to sit there and spam your garlic every 2 minutes. And just do it all at once. Sure, we should. Alice. Well, I do like the name Alice, and she's got both Green Thumb and Harvest Blessing. That's like I said, Alice is great. Looking forward to Alice and Genshin Impact. She finally has a face now. That's good, right? She'll probably be released soon. Always grab flax. Unless you have so much flax that's coming out of your ears. We'll see. We turned the clothing decay on low. So we're probably going to collect a lot of flax as the game goes on. Because your clothing isn't going to fall apart in the middle of winter. Clothing decay on low, hopefully. I've used it once before, but I never really found out how much it adds to the experience or takes away from the experience, one way or the other, when you move your clothing decay. Because, as I said, my game got copyright struck. Just the music. Double what we were yesterday. How fantastic. I'm sure the monsters don't appreciate it. They want us dead. This guy right here. He's like, what are you doing surviving 2 days? We should have killed you yesterday. I'm sorry, buddy. Follow instructions. Got a minute and 8 seconds before the guy gets summoned. Did we leave those meat on the burner? I'm 90% sure I left the meat on the burner. We've ruined our meat. Are we that dumb? I'm using the royal we, by the way. You guys know the royal we refers to me and how awesome I am. There's a few too many of these natural water things. Again, it's a bit immersion breaking that there are so many of them lying around. It's a little odd. I mean, how many natural water collectors do you find out in the wild? Village trifecta. We have 3 people. We have 3 girls. We're doing good. We've got a harem. No men on this island. It's just me! We'll assign her a place to stay, even though, you know, she just got here. Oh, she'll have to build her own house. Poor meanie bejeenies, man. Make people build their own shelter. You want to live, you build your own shelter. Your own lean-to on the ground. With bark and sticks. I don't think we need any more stones. I'm gonna be moving this village anyway. Look at that. More Jotun blood. With 3 people, because we've hit trifecta. We'll try and get to that 6 shelters we built. And we'll move everybody over once we find a place to live. Now, of course, we're just trying to get our village started. We'll break apart a couple tree stumps so they have some firewood for the fire. Otherwise they won't know where to go to get firewood. Stuff decays when it's on the ground. It doesn't matter right now. We've got plenty of time. But we'll want to build a warehouse later. Much later. Revna. Tired Bowman, Green Thumb. Elvind. Good odds for Elvind. He's gonna be surrounded by girls. Not for us. We're not exclusive anymore. Our harem has dwindled before our eyes. Thank you, Janine. Don't think she'll have enough resources. We did. We burned that real good. We burned that real good. It's gone. We killed it. Success. We have murdered the wolf meat. We can go ahead and kill more wolves, but right now we just need to collect Jotun blood and get those villagers going. Some berries. Just do you need berries? You need berries. There you go. Berries. You are homeless, but we'll solve that. They don't have bark. Well, there's some bark. Young fir. We're gonna break this one apart into bark so that our people have more bark. How much is bark over there? We'll break apart these long sticks. We don't need long sticks anymore. Not here. You can see it explodes into... Explodes into sticks and bark. Stone axe. Apparently they need long sticks too, so... Go about your business. Alright. That's our homeless person, Alice. It's fine. We're fine. They have plenty of resources. They have plenty of stuff lying on the ground. Active and running. How many people? That's 4 people, right? 1, 2, 3, and then poor someone, and then we're getting 5 by 1 more Jotun blood. We'll have 5. That'll be good. Once we have 5 people, we'll start looking for another place to go. We can't harvest these until we get a better pickaxe. So we'll do anything with that. Yum. I think I see more flax. More flax. And more flax. The amount of rope we need later is just gonna get bonkers. This is a really nice place. Look at that giant tree there. That is so awesome. Maybe this is where we should plant our roots, right here, right in front of this giant tree. We can't do anything with it. Not harvestable yet. There's no axe in the world that'll break apart that oak. It's going to be there for the rest of time. Which is great. Got all the time in the world for the rest of time. What is that over there? I think it's just background rocks. Looks neat. I don't think it's anything. Looks like a cemetery or something, but it's not in anything. Fantastic. Maybe this is a really good place to build a village, just because the aesthetics are cool. Just because I'd really like to live underneath a giant tree. Evrind here, he wants to be, let's assign him to that place right there. You can see on his thing here, we've got a night shadow. He wants to be awake during the night and asleep during the day. So we'll put him to sleep here and we'll have him work here. We'll fix this later. But right now, we'll just do a rough job there of it. More berries, more berries. Eggs for ourselves, because we're the only ones who eat eggs. Later on, you make pies with eggs. Right now, of course, can't. We don't have a pie maker. Can't shove pies in our pie hole. What is having a pie hole if you can't put pies in it? Berries. Let's go. Let's get Yavala here. We want another nocturnal resistant person. Got nothing to do. Long sticks. We broke apart those long sticks really. Maybe we shouldn't have done that. More long sticks. More sticks for the stick farm. I don't think we need a sixth, dude. We're not even summoning a sixth person. But idea one, we live next to the giant tree. Oak trees are cool. Idea two, we keep looking. I don't think we need that anymore. Well, idea one, there's a giant tree down there. Yeah, why not? We're here. We're not gonna collect 5, for sure. Let's get some berries on peoples. Peeps. Are people gonna starve to death if we're the only ones feeding them? Fix it. We'll fix it. For now it's fine. There's not enough. Not enough people to worry about. We're running out of food yet. But we may as well put berries on the ground. I don't know. Will they pick up berries lying on the ground? I hope so. Okay. So let's go back to that giant tree. I want to put it on the map. That's a cool feature here. I don't know why, if you use your Z, why these glow. Ooh! There's a place where we can go hunting right here. Fantastic. Because we just found a Fenster or whatever they're called. that giant tree in this direction? I don't know. All I know is this is a place to hunt. These can be cut down. There's a willow. Need better equipment. There's a... Oh, it's 2 fir trees. I thought that was a good big giant fir tree. And it is so dark, we can no longer see. Let's do something unprecedented. We have rope. Lots of rope. If we have sticks, rope, and we don't have any... We're gonna have to cut down a tree in the middle of nowhere. If you see a tree we can cut down, we'll get part 3. Rope, sticks, and resin. We could get more resin if we cut down the log, but they don't make logs. There we go. Now I can see. But the small ones don't have logs. They have long sticks. So the large logs, that's from a better axe than what we've got. Is this the ocean again? We've reached the ocean again. Okay. We're figuring it out. Wish I could set things on fire like in Don't Starve. Whatever. You don't have to set everything on fire. Okay. So she's nocturnal. We knew that when we summoned her. Almost. And we will put her to bed at night and have her work during the put her to bed in the day and have her awake at night. You know, so we're just gonna run around, look for a place to set down a camp. I want a nice meadow to live in for sure, at the very least. If we can find a lake, that would be cool. If we can't find a lake, you know, here's what it is. Wax. Berries. We'll collect berries for our peeps. Because right now, they're not collecting berries themselves. They're just eating. Cockroaches, I tell ya. Yay, fresh eggs. Got 3 eggs from that. We're on the shore again. We're kind of following the shoreline, aren't we? Let's move further in. We'll go this way. Maybe if we run into anything spectacular, we'll build a village there. So first, most important thing is how close it is to really cool stuff. Like the mine or a lake. Secondary is how cool it looks. We had that where there was some hunting, and here where there's some hunting. Cool. Haven't found any smokers. Smokers are giant horned rabbits. It's really a little awkward finding giant horned rabbits. They're the size of people. Well, at least they're not the size of a city bus, right? That's flax. we're just running into by random chance. That's good. Skeleton. Oh, we found a graveyard. Okay, hello graveyard. Whoop, 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 whoop. Getting too close to the skellies. Unexplored cave. Did we just run into the cave? We did. I do not like the cave being this close to a graveyard. That's not fun. That's not fun at all. Alright, well it's kind of close, but not too close. Unexplored cave, that's where you get metal. That's where you get specifically iron. There's nothing else other than iron. There's no copper. There's no tin. So I'm making bronze. Okay, so option 1. There's the cemetery there. How does that look? It's kind of close to shore, yeah? Maybe we can live in this meadow here. Chop down all of these trees. Live in this meadow. If I remember right, this is about where that giant tree was, yeah? In that meadow? And then, we're not too far away from the cave, because the cave is right there. We can clear this. That's not going to be too much of a problem. It's raining. Raindrops keep falling on my head. Broke the torch. It didn't last the night. Your friends have failed to live the night too dimly. Willow tree. That's neat. So there's hunting over there. If we build the village too close to the deer, will we scare them away? Another cemetery. Maybe it doesn't say it is. It's just another background deal. I'm gonna live there next to that giant oak tree. I can't see it during the night. Maybe down there. The further we get away from the mine, the worse it's getting. Let's save this for. Okay. Thinking. Maybe in that general area? Yeah? I want to find that cool oak tree. We weren't down all the way down there, were we? Wolfardens. Wolfardens are great sources of food. So maybe we want to live in here after all. It is kind of far away from the mine, but we can build an outpost for the mine as long as we know where it is, right? We can't build an outpost. And I would rather live near a wolfbark, near-ish to a wolfbark than to a cemetery. What is that just hanging around for? I swear, the game tried to spawn in a cemetery here and didn't. And the Jotun blood sitting there, that's telling me it's a cemetery. Oh gosh, I can't see a thing. Where are you going? After something. Can't see anything. This is a problem. It's really dark. Alright, I'm gonna wait half an hour in game time. Day 3 survived, yes. I'm gonna wait 20 minutes so we can see. Come on, live near that oak tree. It's cool. It's cool. Better. Obviously it's not black. Let's look over here first. This meadow. Might help if I go back. I love the way it looks after it rains, that shiny kind of sheen on everything. It's fantastic. Let's hope that they pick the berries up off the ground, because that means we can drop more berries on. Oh, we can look at what the gods like. It's ancient. There's like things that it wants us to do. Collect a sizable amount of mushrooms, cook a dozen fish steaks, farmhand, till, plant, gather, barbecued, cook a dozen red meat steaks. Did they, or did they not, eat the berries I chucked on the floor? They did. So we're chucking more berries on the floor. Berries, 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 berries. Just loading them up with berries. Yeah, look at them grabbing food off the ground. It's ground food. You like ground food. Okay. Well, there was nothing down that way. Or that giant tree, so maybe it's over here. I found that. I remember finding that. There it is, straight ahead. See, that's why we had to wait for it to be day. Can't see anything in there. Is that a good place to put a village? Down here? We're kind of near the wolf den. That's good. Kind of near the hunting grounds. That's good. It's not great. But it looks fantastic. Alright. Well, because I like the way it looks, because it's got a giant tree, we're gonna build a village here, right? Smack here. We'll have hunting there. We want to be up a little closer this way. Toward the cool graveyard looking-ish area there that is not a graveyard. Let's cut down these trees here and get started, shall we? We're gonna build a village right here. Tear down the old one. Build a new one here. I'm gonna have my hut right next to that giant tree. It's gonna be awesome. We'll have a road going right through there. We'll have houses on either side. Ruby. So if I'm gonna build my house there, let's go tear down the Eye of Odin, because we can only have one Eye of Odin. You can't build an Eye of Odin when you've already got one. So we'll tear it down, and then we'll truck everything up here, and then we'll build it up here. I'll just tell our people to start building. It's not far away. It's pretty close to where we originally planned on building. Just handle that. Oh. We can leave that there. It doesn't need to ever move. But this needs to... We're gonna get rid of this. Dismantle. Bye-bye campfire. Everything goes bye-bye. We are going to build... We can build new shelters and everything like that up here. We don't need to kick them out of their shelters down there to build new ones. Just, yeah, Odin has got to move. Campfire, the reason why we move it is because they will keep that campfire lit till the end times. And we don't want people running all the way down to the beach to light a fire. It's kind of wasteful. Okay, so let's park the Eye of Odin in what is going to be our town center. Right about here. Right? We'll just tell people to do that. To it. We'll build a campfire. Well, let's build a campfire near where the Eye of Odin is. That way, when they worship at the Eye of Odin, they will have fire here next door when it's winter. Right? Let our people build that. What is that on the ground? I just saw something. An onion. I heal you. And because this is where our starting is, we're going to build shelters right here. We have 5 people, so we need at least 5 shelters, right? What is that? It is right there. An onion. One, two, three. We're gonna have a road going right here, so let's separate. Oh. Campfire's done. We can add the fire cover and the barbecue pit. People working on that. One, two, three. We'll have a road going through there, so we don't want to build more shelters too close to the right. We'll build them this way. And because we're going to build a village here, we need way more than 6 shelters. We need 10. At the very least, 12 possibly, before we have better housing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seven. I didn't see any smokers, the rabbits. We'll still get smokers once you start building. They start coming in your village and harassing your stuff, stealing your food, and it's annoying. There's ways to mitigate it. I don't mind it too much because it's part of the game. It's a survival game. It's not much of a survival game if there's nothing challenging you to survive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll do 10 right here. And we'll stop at 10. I think that is fine. We need a water well. Do we have a natural rain collector? We see a natural rain collector. There's one. This is our village well, our first one. This is why I know this is why they put so many rain things down, because that's how you build a well on a rain collector. Oh, there's better ways they could have done it. Whatever. Let's make some rope. Drop it on the ground, because the people are finding it. You know, why not? Rope maker. 2 rope dropped on the ground. And we're just gonna drop this rope right in the middle of our burgeoning town. Drop, 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 drop. Okay, we need that finished. Since our people are busy doing all of this tasks that we gave them, they're probably not going to prioritize the Eye of Odin, so we're going to have to, because they'll not get to that until all the other stuff is built. And since that's vitally important that we finish, let's work on it. Just watch, we'll get a blood moon tonight. At least blood moons are easy in the beginning of the game. It's not going to be too hard. I almost walked away without building our Eye of Odin. Let's tear apart the old ones, since that's resources, man. Right as soon as we get our Eye of Odin finished. Darn. I had hoped we'd see really quickly another Jotun blood, but I'll take a small stone clump. We gotta get our people starting to collect food. They're gonna die of starvation by the little piddly amounts of food I collected for them. They will starve to death standing next to an onion growing on the ground. I appreciate it, actually. There's a lot of value in giving your people tasks so that it doesn't get out of hand, where your people are doing stupid things. Let's drop some sticks on the ground. They need sticks, they need stones. They have rope lying on the ground. Let's get some lights going. Flimsy torch provides light, keeps wildlife away. That's important because molters will sometimes come around and steal all your food. And they'll come into your village and bother your people when they're trying to sleep. It's like really creepy. Okay. Let's break apart the old village in order to start the new village, because that's valuable resources. Does that mean that people will have nowhere to sleep? Yep, who cares? People will sleep. Build your houses. Pack of hungry smokers. Here's approach. I'm trying to pick up bark. I'm trying to pick up a stick. Just bothered me having this stick straight up on it. Smokers. Let's see if we can find the smokers. Just so we can see what they're working. Click on it. We should find out. Now we know where the heart of the village always is. No matter where we go, we can turn our camera and find the direction for the Eye of Odin. That's how I do, right? Let's cut this down. We need resources for our new village. Like, yes, they can go to the shore to get stuff. What else can they do? Okay. Stuff. Yeah, your people will die, starve to death, while standing next to an onion lying on the ground because they won't gather unless they're gatherers. Nobody gets to sleep until the village is built. We are jerks. We are massive jerks. We are jerky jerks. I'm gonna eat that onion. Like, yes, it fed my villagers with. Jerk. And I need to eat too, right? Bird's nest. And eggs. We're gonna have like 5 million feathers. Alright. We won't gather anymore. We'll let the villagers do that once they finish the village. Should we cut down more stuff or let them gather it from the shoreline? The night people should be waking up, right? There's rope on there. Pick that up. What do you need? Did not find any stick. Everything ourselves. There's some sticks. Go grab the sticks. So the village, the old village is too far away. They can't find it. So we'll cut down a couple of these fir trees. And we'll pick that stuff up later. Is it blood moon? It is a blood moon. Yeah. Like I said, just our luck, a blood moon will spawn. There's a guy right there. He's breaking up our village. Skeleton and some dudes. Did not find any sticks. Yes, sticks. Sticks. Well, let's go to the old town, pick up a bunch of sticks and come back. Right? People ran away because of the blood moon. Sticks, sticks, sticks. We've got the rain collector marking the last village. That's good. Gotta turn off that light, because otherwise people will use it forever. They will light that light for the rest of time. For now, we'll just leave it like it is. Can't find any sticks that are just lying right here. Like, I don't understand why they can find stuff sometimes. Like, they will run halfway across the map to grab something off the ground, and then they can't find the sticks are right over here. I don't understand. There's some logic behind it. I don't know what that logic is. So it's not to say there isn't a logic. It's just that I don't know what that logic is. We're going to keep going until we finish this little bit of village. It's getting to be an hour and a half. I don't want to make these videos too long. And then we'll call it. And then we'll come back to the rest of it later. Huh. Somebody gets to sleep. You get to sleep. Stuff on the ground. I threw it on the ground. My God is not a cell phone. So I threw it on the ground. And we'll break apart the last two houses, shelters, whatever, down here. All that stuff back up. Because they can't find it without our help. Dismantle. Where's the last one? Where is it? Everybody gets to be homeless. We'll grab that bark and the sticks and the rope. Up the caves when it's lying on the ground. Alright, we've got a long stick, we've got some regular sticks, we'll head to the Eye of Odin. We'll dump it on the ground. We'll build. And on it goes. I had hoped that they would know to come down here and grab stuff, but they just don't. Oh well. I think we need to break apart some more stones so that they have stones for the center, the well. For now, we gotta get them in their shelters. Then we gotta get. We can do that next game. For now, let's get this settled. Did we oh yeah, blood moon. I was gonna say, start chopping something up and abandon it lying on the ground. Let's break apart this stone clump. Ugh. Pickaxe. Need a stick. Need a stick. Fir tree. Young fir. That'll hold sticks. Yeah. Most of that stuff we left behind, I can pick up with a cart later. We need to get more down in this village. Sooner rather than later. At least I know where it is when it's this close to the village, you know? To where they're currently standing. I just wish they'd look a little further away. Like I said, I don't understand. I know there's a reason behind it. I imagine it has to do with, like, if the area where they can search is too large, perhaps they start getting lost, and maybe it takes too much time to find items, and then it probably grinds your game to a halt. So I imagine there's all sorts of things that they've thought of, so I think it's for a reason. It's just I don't know what it is, and I don't know where they go searching for items. We can set up markers as well. We will in a bit. Young fir. We'll chop down the young firs. We're gonna be chopping down everything anyway because our village is here, and this is about to break. We'll grab a stick. We want to build another stone axe before the current one dies. I like my axe in the third slot because it's a weapon right now. It's the only weapon I got. So we'll go ahead and move that. By the time they're done building, there'll be time to be awake and work. People do get tired. The player doesn't, but the people definitely do. Yeah, but we can build markers. Like we can build like building resource markers. Doesn't work quite the way I'd like. May as well. You know, got a stick. Maybe if we build a resource marker down toward the shoreline, they'll figure out that there's stuff there to collect. Seems pretty close for them not to realize it's down there. We're getting hungry. Getting really hungry. Eat some berries. I'd like to have saved those for the people, but, you know, I do need to eat. Building resource marker. Come here, search for stuff. It won't. Like I said, I don't know how it works. Let's go kill some wolves. Feed our villagers. That's why we live near a wolf hut. People fed. Since we don't have gatherers, we don't have hunters, we don't have farmers, we have to get food ourselves. Because our people are still working to build their own houses. Like I said, combat's not good. In Valheim, wolves shoot off. I mean, they can start to get them. Stamina regen, and I'm gonna keep attacking. Jumped at me, ooh, good hit. Good hit. We can't take any more hits. Ooh, did take a hit there. Because if we're bleeding, there's no way for us to stop the bleeding, and we will die. The only reason why they were able to cause us any trouble is because there were four of them. Alright, food for a month. Not really, food for a week. We'll assign a barbecuer. Yeah, we're good. We'll assign a barbecuer. Watch, I kill myself by splinters. I don't know how to stop splinters in this game. You get less when you get better weapons, better tools. Other than that, there's not really a way to block splinters from hurting you. Level 6 skinning. We're doing 9 damage instead of 6. That's good. We're getting there. Game's getting a bit long. I'm gonna go ahead and skin this guy, and then I'll call it a video well done, and I'll make a new one continuing on from there. I don't want to take up too much time. I wanted to finish the village, but they gotta eat. Yay. We have completed killing that guy, and I'm gonna go ahead and save here. It's been an hour and 45. That's about the limit of what I want to do for one of these videos, so we're just gonna close it here. Come back to it later.